What's up guys, welcome back to another episode. Today we're going to be doing a review on the Hovsco e-bike. I'm very excited to test out this product. Shout out to Hovsco for sending this to me for the review. What I'm going to do is go and unbox it, put it together, take it out for a test drive and see how it does. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoy the video. Let's get to unboxing. All right, first things first. It is a little heavy, but that means it's heavy duty. I've had e-bikes in the past and I'm very excited to try this one out once again. So let's go ahead and get this thing open. Here we go. Looks like it's packaged pretty well so far. This is probably some hardware, I'm not quite sure yet. All right, I might have to cut the sides of this box open to get it out, but as you can see, they packaged it really well. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and tear the side of the box open. This box is pretty heavy duty. There we go. All right, that's cool. Looks like it might be just unfolding it. All right, decided to take you in for a little bit closer look just to show you how good they have this thing packaged. They got everything wrapped up real nice. Nice big tires. Looks like a pretty soft seat here. Wrapped up as well. I'll put that off to the side. So far so good. Looks pretty nice. I like how it's all blacked out. Looks like it's got the speedometer right there. Nice little brake setup. I'm gonna go ahead and put you guys back down and finish unpacking this thing. Get all these little zip ties off. I give it a 10 out of 10 for the packaging, that's for sure. They definitely packed it up real good. Check out that tire and rim. Little fender. Got the handlebars. Almost done. Then the fun starts. Here we go. All right. A couple more zip ties and we should be good to go. All right, so that box I pulled out earlier had the user manual in it. The charger, you got a kickstand, some of the tools over here, the pedals, the left and right. And then once again, check out those tires. Yes, sir. Some high quality stuff right here. All right, now that I got everything out of the box completely, I wanted to show you the stitching on this seat. Check that out. Some good quality right there, nice and soft. It's always a plus when you're riding around on an e-bike in case the shocks aren't the best, which I'm sure these are pretty good, but You always want a lot of cushion for your tushy. And then check out that headlight on it. It's pretty cool. I'd like to see what that looks like at night, which we'll see on a future video. But this one, I'm gonna put it together and drive it around town and test it out. But once again, that's what it looks like right now. Now I get to put this bad boy together. All right, so I got the instructions out here. I also have the specifications for this bike. It is the Hovsco HovGtrs, that's the brand. Max load capacity is 450 pounds, which is quite a bit. That's about 3 of me. Max speed, it says up to 28 miles an hour, which is very fast for an e-bike. The motor is 750 watt. Battery is a 48 volt, 15 amp hour. Range, average per charge is 25 miles, which is great. The wheel size is 20 inch by 4 inch. Max PSI, you're gonna put about 20 PSI as max. It's got front and rear lights on it, which is awesome, so you can ride it at night. Charger is a 54.6 volt, 3 amp. And then it says charging time takes about 5 hours, which is pretty good for an e-bike. And water resistance, it says IPX5. Not quite sure what that means, but that's what it says. And the weight is about 77 pounds total, which I kind of figured that's what it was gonna weigh. It was a little heavy getting it out of the back of my truck, but once you get on the road, it moves like it weighs about 10 pounds. So anyways, now that I've given you all the specifications for this bike, I need to finish putting this thing together so I can go take it for a spin. All right guys, so I went in and put the front tire on. Just gotta finish tightening everything up, make sure everything is lined up. I'd say so far that was the hardest part of this, putting it together, was trying to line everything up, holding this part up and putting the tire on, but overall it wasn't that bad. Just tightening these bolts on, don't want the wheel and tire to fly off when I'm riding. But yeah, overall not too bad so far. The instructions pretty much tell you detail what to do. There we go. So that's on. We're gonna follow the instructions and see what's next. All right guys, I'm gonna be pretty honest. This fender's a little hard to put on. I can't get the tool in there. It says to put the tire on first, and I can't get it on, can't tighten that on very good. It's very hard to get that tightened. So I'm gonna have to loosen up the tire, unfortunately, and put that fender flare on, and then put the tire back on. So I was trying to follow the directions in order, and that's what it was saying to do. So like I said, it just makes it a little harder. All right, so I just finished putting the handlebars on. Initially they were rubbing against the, I guess, the shocks right here, so I had to lift it up as much as I could and try to tighten it on, which took me a minute to get it done, but I got it done. But so far the only thing, like I said, that has been difficult really to put this on was the fender, because of the bolt right here not having enough room. But I'm gonna go ahead and put the light on now. Should be a pretty straightforward. Stick the bolts right through here. Bolt on this side. All right, while it's still loose, I'm gonna go ahead and plug it in up here to the power. All right, got that plugged in. Actually, I'm gonna unplug it and wrap the wire around here a little bit just to get rid of some of the slack. Plug that back in. That was pretty simple. It says I need the 14 wrench for this, which is on my truck. Let me grab that. Got a cool little military plane flying over. I got that side tightened. that side tightened. Now I just need to tighten up here so it doesn't fall up and down, and then I can adjust the light according to how I want it to shine. So all right, I'm gonna put the pedals on. Should be pretty straightforward. It even labels them left and right for you. And you just tighten it on. Should be good to go. All right, now we're gonna add on the back rack. Put these bolts through there. And then lock them in place. We'll do that 4 times, 2 on each side. Repeat the process 2 more times, tighten them up, and then that rack should be on there. So we'll go ahead and do that real quick off camera. All right, so here's the bottom of the seat. There's already bolts in it. You just stick them in and then bolt them down. So line everything up, just like so. Go back in, bolt them up underneath, and then the seat should be good to go. All right, so I'm hitting another snag on here. It says to put this on first and then the seat second, and I'm finding it almost impossible to get this tool in here to tighten up the seat as good as I can. I barely have it on there. I feel like it'd have been easier to put the seat on first, connect it to this and then to the bike, but the instructions say to do this first and then the seat. Just like it said to put the tire on and then the fender, which that's still loose, and this is loose because I can't get it on good. If I could show you up close, I would. It's just too hard to get a camera in here. But you can barely even turn this thing without scratching up the whole side of the bike. All right, so this piece right here is way too close to the pole right there. If it'll focus, right there. And it's almost impossible to get that tightened. This side right here, I was able to do it. It's a little further away. I tried adjusting everything, but as far as the seat goes, I got 2 of the bolts up here tightened all the way with a different tool that I had, and then the front 2 are loose still. I can't get them all the way, but it's tightened enough. And then this one back here, like I said, I got that one on all the way, and I'm having issues with this one right here due to the space that's provided on here. So I'm gonna keep at it. Like I said, it's been about 20 minutes just trying to put the seat on, but I'm just giving you guys my honest review on it. And like I said, if this thing rides good, I don't care if it took me all day to put this thing together, it'd be worth it. So we'll find out here shortly. Let me see if I can try to finish getting this one on as much as I can, and then we'll move on to the next step. All right, now that the bike is put together, I will give the packaging a 10 out of 10. They had excellent packaging. Everything was packed really nicely. As far as installation goes with the tools that are provided, I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 10. I struggled pretty good on it. It took me about an hour and a half to get the whole thing together. I had to go get different tools that I had to be able to complete it, and I was still unable to get the seat completely put on. There was one bolt that I could not get on, and I did watch other review videos, and I saw that another channel had that same exact issue. But as far as everything else goes, I was able to get the fender on all the way with a different tool, and overall, it seems like it's going to be a pretty good ride. It seems pretty heavy duty. So with that being said, the nice little LED screen here. The gas button over here, the throttle, I would say could be a little bit better. It just seems like it might break off after a while, but the throttle, all the buttons and stuff over here seem like they work pretty good. To change the speeds, you press the plus and minus. Press it once, it changes right there. What I do like about this bike, it does have the headlights, which if I press the button right there, or I guess you have to hold that down for that to turn on and off. You'll see the little indicator here. If I hold it down, the headlight is on. I'll show you that real quick. Nice and bright. And then if I want to have blinkers going, which is awesome that this one actually has blinkers, you press the button here twice, and you can see it indicating right here that it's got the turning signal on the right. It only does it on the back side of the bike. It does not have blinkers on the front, which is still okay that it still has blinkers. Press it twice, and it'll show you that it's blinking to the left. All right. So it also does not have a horn. My other e-bike has a horn on it, which I thought was kind of cool, just in case you needed to, I don't know, make somebody aware that you're coming, but that's not a huge issue to me. But overall, I get an e-bike because I don't want to have a normal bike. I don't feel like pedaling. I have a prosthetic leg, and the last thing I want to do is pedal a bike. So I get these e-bikes because it's easier for me to travel around. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and jump on the bike, take off. We're going to see how fast this thing can go. I did notice online too that it shows that it goes 32 miles an hour on the website, I believe, and then in the manual it said more like 25 miles an hour. So that was another thing that I saw on other videos, saying that it doesn't truly go up to 25 miles an hour. So that'd be something I'm going to show as I go, and fingers crossed that it does go 25 miles an hour like it says. So that being said, it is time to take off. I'm going to try to do this one-handed here. Oh yeah, this thing jumps when you go. I got to be careful while I'm going. There's probably going to be some traffic out today, but I'm going to try to keep this as smooth as possible. All right. Got it in third. This is without me pedaling at all. $16 miles an hour in fourth gear without pedaling. I got it in the fifth gear, and it is maxing out at 21 miles an hour and slowing down as I'm holding the throttle down. You can see my thumb is pushing it all the way, and it's struggling. It keeps slowing down. Which is kind of weird that it keeps slowing down and I haven't let go of the throttle at all. It'll speed up and it'll slow down on its own without pressing any brakes or letting go of the throttle or anything. Now I understand that a lot of these bikes you're supposed to do the pedal assist with it to go, but someone like me spending that much money, $1,000 on an e-bike, I would expect the throttle to keep it maintaining its speed when you're holding it down. I have another e-bike that does, and this is a little bit disappointing for me, that specific thing right there. So it goes and then it slows down, it goes and it slows down. All right, so now I got my chest mount on. It should be a little bit easier to ride around. All right, so I've only been 1.4 miles. This thing was fully charged, and I've already lost 1 bar on there. So not quite sure what that's about, but I'm gonna continue riding it around for a little while and see what happens. I'm gonna go ahead and crank this thing up to like 5th gear. And once again, I'm not pedaling. 21, 20, 19, 18, and my thumb has not left the throttle at all. 21, 20, 19. Go ahead and make this turn over here. Don't get me wrong, it's fun riding this thing around. It's just not going the speed that it says. Online it says it goes 32 miles an hour, and on the manual it said 25, so I have yet to see it hit either one of those numbers. I'm just making my way around town. 19, 20, 21, 20, 19, 18. I'm gonna go take it off-road here in a second and see how it does. All right, so we're over here on the side of my property. There is a big incline here, a little bit of off-roading. We're gonna see how it does over here. I'm gonna go ahead and lower it down to first gear. I don't think I need it all the way up. It definitely has some giddy up as soon as you go, but ooh, that was a little bumpy, hurt my crotch. Going over here where it's very bumpy. Ooh, that's not very, ooh. I'm just bouncing up and down on the seat. My goodness, that hurts. That wasn't very fun right there. Like I said, I'm just going on a small little incline over here with little bumps, and I'm just sitting here just bouncing and bouncing and bouncing. Got it in first speed. Second, I'm gonna get up this hill here and see how much power it has. There you go, made it up pretty easy there. And we're back home. All right, so one last look at the bike. All right, so I'm gonna give my honest review overall after riding out on the roadway for a little bit, doing a little bit of off-roading. I wanted to show holding the selfie stick and then also with my chest mount on to give different views for it. But I will say the unboxing, as far as packaging goes, a 10 out of 10. They did an excellent job. Everything was completely covered up. There was no damage on it. Nicely packed, 10 out of 10. Installation, I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 10 based off of some of the stuff was a little bit hard to put on with the tools provided. I had to use extra tools to get it done. It took me about an hour and a half to put the whole thing together just based off of trying to find extra tools to be able to get it done. The seat was a little hard to put on and the fender was a little hard to put on based off the spot that the screws were located. Now, as far as the ride goes, on the roadway, I will give it an 8 out of 10. It did pretty good other than not holding its speed without pedaling. That's a big thing for me. Like I said, I got a prosthetic leg and it makes it easier for me just to use it as more of a moped instead of like pedaling like an e-bike, like you normally would on an e-bike. I do have another e-bike on the back porch over there. That one maintains its speed without having to pedal. This one right here kept dropping its speed, and never once did I get it to reach the speed that it said online. It said 32 miles an hour on their website, and on the packaging it said at 25 miles an hour. And I've watched other videos, they said the same thing. They were unable to get it to go that speed as well. But 22 miles an hour is still definitely pretty quick for an e-bike. As far as, like I said, riding on the roadway, 8 out of 10. As far as off-roading, my crotch is still hurting, and I'm just being 100% honest with you guys. I did not take those bumps very well. I was just bouncing and bouncing and bouncing on that thing. I'll give off-road a 5 out of 10. So overall, the entire review for the bike, I'll give the whole thing a 7 out of 10. Like I said, I'm honest. I'm not going to just say something's a great product just because they're sending it to me. But 7 out of 10 overall. It does the job. It is fun to ride around. Don't get me wrong. I'm very, very happy with the bike overall. 7 out of 10 is not a bad number. And it looks pretty awesome, doesn't it? So anyways, that's my review for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Once again, it's a Hovsco. It is the HovGtrs 1500 watt e-bike, moped style. Looks pretty slick. Lights work great on it, and overall it's a fun thing to ride around on. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want to check it out, just go over to HovGtrs.com, and it's a $999 bike. So anyways, I appreciate y'all for watching, and I will catch y'all on the next one. Peace.